Hi, this is Shauna for the Iron Shauna Project, cooking well using only ingredients on hand. Today I want to use up the last of my local organic farm ingredients. That would be this head of cabbage and a couple of leeks. And I happened to find a recipe online for a leek. It's actually a leek potato soup. I'm out of potatoes right now, which is kind of funny because I normally have too many of those, but whatever. So instead of the potato, I'm going to put in the cabbage, and the protein source in this soup is going to be a cup of quinoa. And then this is actually from the food bank, is just one onion and some broth. Normally I like to make my own. I'm not trying to advertise a brand. Don't look. This is just what I happen to have on hand for a broth. Let's do it. Whoa. Well, I got the full effect of onion tonight. So I've just chopped up leek and the onion. That's the first step. And I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. Pour. There we go. 1 tablespoon sesame oil. See, big jar, have to get rid of. Okay, and I have now just chopped up the whole head of cabbage. Look at that, yum. Actually, I think cabbage is probably one of the least interesting vegetables in the vegetable world, and I was getting creative and using them as wraps with tuna. I put tuna salad in with some other veggies, and I'm posting photos of that elsewhere. I haven't done a video of them, but the wraps were good. I wasn't going through the cabbage quite quickly enough, and I got tired of the wraps, so now we're doing the soup. Alright, so we've got all the veggies in the slow cooker. In my case, it's a big iron pot on my gas top range. Your version may be slightly different. In the recipe, it calls us for a slow cooker, which I think is a... oh, what do they call those? Crock pot. Wow, top 10 signs you're getting a little bit older. Anyway, so if you're using a crock pot, your results may vary. Now, I don't know if you can hear it sizzling in the background, but it is sauteing all the veggies with the oil. I'm getting ready to add my broth. This particular stuff, it's a concentrate, so it's 1 teaspoon for every 8 ounces. The recipe calls for 32 ounces, and I can already see that everyone who has used this and commented has used double that amount of stock. So I'm just going to go ahead and do 1.5 times what the recipe calls for, and if I need more, I'll add. So here we go. And then we'll add the quinoa and bring that to a boil. In the slow cooker, what you'll want to do is bring it to a boil and leave it cooking for like 5 to 6 hours. In the version I'm doing, in the big cast iron pot on top of the stove, you really only have to do the quinoa for a good 20 minutes or so and keep it covered and simmering, and then just check it every so often after that to see if the quinoa is done. So it's a lot faster than with the slow cooker. With the slow cooking method, you can do this, you can dump it in at the beginning of your workday, go to work and come home, and it'll be done. So there's a trade-off there. I'm just not doing the slow cooker method. And in the meantime, while I was waiting, I not only did dishes, because I like to multitask and keep the kitchen somewhat clean, I went ahead and made a frozen treat for myself based off of a video series that I've been following called The Rule of Yum. And I'll provide a link for that in the details below if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're not watching this on YouTube, go to YouTube, check out the links. Anyway, Rule of Yum, they did a recipe for banana ice cream using only 1 ingredient, bananas. You put it in the freezer and then you take it out and blend it, and it's like a soft serve ice cream. And I did try that actually, and it's really good. Yum. Thank you guys. And this is my latest version of that, which is frozen yogurt, and then in the blender with cranberry, some frozen peaches that I had from last summer. Just threw those together, and it came out pretty nice. It's kind of an unusual treat for the middle of winter, but since the kitchen is kind of warm and moist from the soup that I'm making right now, it's kind of a nice balance. So I'll include that recipe along with this post. I know it's an unusual pairing, but there you go. This is an unusual program, and again, just using everything that I have on hand. Let's go check out this soup and see how yummy it looks. Yum, yum, yum. You can tell the quinoa is done when you can see the little sprouts that have come out of the seeds. And it's a nice boil now. I'm just going to turn it off and serve it up. So yay! Yummy soup for the winter, and it's a nice big portion, so you can eat some and freeze some for later if you want. If you have a big family, of course, serve it up to everybody. Me, I'm probably going to freeze most of that and dole it out into individual servings. So that's the other thing. When you freeze it, do it in single portions or whatever, however you plan to serve it, because it is kind of hard to divide up after you've frozen it. Just saying. All right, good luck and happy cooking.